Welcome back, folks. This is Tom Funk back with another video on Lego Star Wars. This one's going to be a bit shorter than the last one. Probably a little bit thankful for those of you that did watch, but hopefully we'll get a little bit of conversation going with this one. This one's called Let's Speculate. And what I'm looking to speculate on here is something I alluded to in my previous video, but really it was the position of that Cad Bane's justifier as the 160 euro set, or the $160 US in all likelihood set. I just don't see it being that positioned as such by the Lego group. You know, being the Bad Batch is likely to be the reference material for that. Being the big ticket item, I can't see it being there, particularly if we've got items potentially like the ATT or gunship coming. Personally, I could see that Cad Bane justifier actually sliding down a slot or two to that 140, even $100 position, maybe like where the Bad Batch shuttle was. Just because I think those bigger ticket items are generally reserved for the more sort of original trilogy, Mandalorian, really popular sets that they know are going to sell well despite their price tag. And I just think that Cad Bane Justifier, despite how good it looks in universe, which I've come around on. I said I wasn't super excited for it with its shape and design, but I don't know, it's got some charm to it. I think a bit of uniqueness there and a bit menacing. It is cool, but I just don't see it sitting in that slot. So speculate with me here. What I'm suggesting in that 160 euro slot is not the gunship as an adversary for the ATT. I'm suggesting a CIS MTT. And the reason I suggest that is because we don't have any adversary sets. And this might be a reach, and you might just say, well, this just goes against the logic that you just said, but hear me out. We did get a polybag of this vehicle in the 2010s, I believe. And most polybags, I think all polybags nearly, have come with a larger set variant. So my theory here is that they've had this set on the back burner for a period of time, and to go along with the AAT that came out in 2020 now from the Clone Wars, this set could appear as a Clone Wars set, but sort of masquerading as like that Attack of the Clones MTT. Now, I know it doesn't match up perfectly. It's not seen in the Attack of the Clones. This was kind of, I suppose the starting point for all of this, for where these would have appeared in the Clone Wars. But that's my theory, is that they'll take some liberties here to insert a new MTT. And my thoughts are that it's going to include a bunch of battle droids, probably 10 to 14, something like that, and a couple of clones, because they can't make a set these days without giving you some token resistance. Now that's wild speculation, and it probably won't happen. But to me, there just needs to be an adversary set for the Attack of the Clones sets that are coming out, and this is one of the ones that I think is a possibility. 160 US dollars for an MTT. There's potential that Cad Bane's Justify could stay there, and this could be the set at $140, which we really don't know anything about. That could still be a possibility to sort of go against that ATTE. That's a possibility. But like I say, I think that's just it. Something seems to be missing there in that set lineup, and I guess there's a lot missing here just so far. We don't have all the information, but I'm here to speculate, and that's what this video is all about. And I think moving on to the next set for speculation, I alluded to it previously, and this one I think has some legs to it as well. I can see that if this is probably the safer set, the $50 one, instead of Jango Fett set, 408 pieces, we get a couple of, we get this homing spider droid and the miniature spider droid, as well as the some mix of battle droids, hopefully super battle droids. We don't see them super often anymore. It's been quite some time, quite a number of years. Probably some named characters, and those are the ones that I'm really struggling to think of for these sets when I'm suggesting figures, you know. There's always a possibility you could just get the Anakin or Obi-Wan, or you know, Count Dooku would be cool. We haven't got a Dooku figure for a while. That might be actually a strong possibility here for this set, for the $50 set, if it was a couple of battle droids and a Count Dooku with these models. I think that's a strong possibility, and probably a more likely one than the MTT. I'm more hopeful that we get the MTT because I think that one will sell like hotcakes. People will go nuts for that CIS MTT. Might be a pipe dream, but it's a cool one to think about. So this is the safety net set. And the final thought I wanted for this video was on a set that we saw previously rumored in the PromoBix post, was that BD1 figure, or buildable figure, I should say, opening the door for Fallen Order sets. And I don't have anything that I really think at this point matches up with another Fallen Order set, but it opens the door for Fallen Order sets in the future. And what I'm seeing here is the possibility for the Stinger Mantis, an awesome looking ship. One I'm surprised they haven't, you know, bent the knees a little bit on a little bit more and sort of walked back the statement to get the Fallen Order sets involved, because this is a cool looking ship. It's a unique shape. It's a really cool design, and its coloring is really cool as well. And that's something I think, you know, like we look at a set that I purchased, the Mandalorian Starfighter, love the coloring on it. And that's something that the Star Wars sets get criticized quite a bit for, is that their coloring is just boring. Everyone, like people that aren't Star Wars fans, you know, they complain about the big gray blobs, essentially. And I can understand that if you're not a fan of the series, don't know the vehicles, don't care for the you know, the story itself, then you're not invested. But for this could even have some utility beyond Star Wars fans, because if it's got some functionality and some coloring and even some figures, you know, Cal Kestis and the other characters from Fallen Order included in this set, I think in the future that like this would be something that's, you know, particularly paired with perhaps the sequel to Fallen Order. This would be a good set to release. It would get a lot of hype around. People would be really keen because that game was really, honestly, it sounded really successful, and people were quite happy with how it panned out, and probably were expecting, unfortunately, it to be kind of rubbish. So anyway, that's my wild speculation in this video. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you have, keen to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And I'll catch you again in the next video and continue the conversation later. Thanks for watching.